Prepare for a look back at some of the most deadliest crash tests performed by the Insurance Institute for highway safety during the past 30 years. A wide range of crash tests reveal how dramatically vehicle safety can vary. In the first test, a 2008 Ford Fusion subjected to an experimental pole impact. The test quickly fails to meet expectations as the vehicle's structure cannot withstand the collision as its door is torn away. During experimental pole testing, the 2004 Kia Rio suffers door separation. While the Chrysler Sebring proves unable to withstand the substantial forces generated by a collision with a Ford F-150. A series of crash tests highlights the serious structural weaknesses in several vehicles. During an experimental pole impact, the 2008 Ford Fusion experiences catastrophic cabin intrusion when the pole breaches the passenger compartment. The impact with a Mercedes-Benz C-Class sends the tiny smart Fortwo rocking violently, coming close to flipping over. A failure of the truck's underride protection caused the Chevy Malibu to underride the trailer, resulting in severe structural collapse of the A-pillars. The small overlap crash exposes serious weaknesses in the 2012 Lexuses as the structure collapses inward toward the cabin. During testing of the 2012 Toyota Camry, impact forces displaced the steering wheel laterally, causing the crash dummy to slip off the airbag and make contact with the dashboard. The Honda Fit suffers the same fate, with the impact crushing the cabin and leaving the dummy confined to a dangerously small space. Meanwhile, in small overlap testing, the Chrysler Town & Country shows partial failure of its occupant compartment. This test shows the huge disparity between a 2015 Nissan Versa and a much older Nissan Sentra that has been repurposed for developing markets. The Jeep Wrangler delivers one of the most shocking results ever seen in a small overlap test, rolling onto its side, an outcome that is both unexpected and dangerous in a frontal crash due to the heightened injury risk. Finally, a head-to-head crash between a 1959 Chevy Bel Air and a 2009 Chevy Malibu. In moderate overlap testing, the Chevy Astra structured buckles at the center. While the Pontiac Transport stands out as one of the weakest performers of the 1990s, experiencing total structural collapse that leaves no viable survival space for the dummy. Similar failures are seen in the Chrysler, where pole testing compromises the cabin. Early side impact evaluations in the 2000s revealed particularly poor results for the Dodge Stratus, which suffered severe deformation and interior intrusion. Structural failure is also evident in the 2004 Saturn L Series during a SID-impact evaluation. These tests also highlight the dangers of not wearing seat belts. An unrestrained rear passenger can slam into the front seat, crushing it forward and forcing the driver into the steering wheel. In the Mitsubishi Lancer, the B-pillar is forcefully pushed into the passenger compartment. In a separate collision, a small mini-truck fails to provide any occupant protection, resulting in the dummy striking the steering wheel. Additional side impact tests show a barrier striking the Dodge Neon with overwhelming force and causing major deformation to the 2005 Chevy Cobalt. Clearly demonstrates the enormous advancements in automotive safety over half a century. The 2008 Honda Accord suffers major structural intrusion during a pole impact. Experimental testing shows the 2001 Toyota Tundra losing part of its door in a small overlap collision. Inside the crash test laboratory, a heavily weighted Ford F-150 is used to evaluate how the vehicle's propulsion system performs under extreme impact conditions. In a separate collision, a small mini-truck fails to provide any occupant protection, resulting in the dummy striking the steering wheel.
The Nissan Quest is one of the worst performing vehicles we've ever seen in the small front overlap crash test. The structure collapsed like a house of cards. This point here moved nearly 2 feet toward the driver, trapping its left leg between the seat and the instrument panel. We had to cut the seat out in order to remove the dummy, and then we needed a crowbar to pry the right foot loose. Not surprisingly, the forces measured on the left leg were so high that a real person experiencing that would be lucky ever to walk normally again.